Welcome back to Two Hands and a Face Audio. I like to put out a blast, a puff, a swath of Dominican smoke at the beginning of each vid. I don't know why. Just so you'll know that I'm relaxing and enjoying a good smoke. Anyway, on this particular occasion, we're having a look at the Godin Fifth Avenue Archtop Guitar. Some people call this a plectrum guitar. Both terms apply. If you hear the term plectrum, know that they're talking about an archtop. Plectrum's actually a pick, but this is a guitar that would have preceded most modern designs and required a pick to get the level of volume and projection that was desired, either in performance, especially in performance, or the studio. Now, personally, as you can see, I am not a pick player. I use hard fingertips, hardened by years of playing. Anyway, this guitar is a beautiful modern incarnation of a classic design of an archtop, and I don't even want to talk about the price because this thing is so economical. It is so price aggressive. I don't want to embarrass anybody involved by mentioning it. You can do your own research, but compared to some of the classic hollow body designs that have set the tone for the jazz style sound and this style of guitar, for instance, the Gibson L5. I mean, that is beyond classic. It's defined this genre of guitar. But if you're not a rich man, and I am not, I'm a poor working, gigging bastard like hopefully a lot of you are, this is an extremely friendly price point if you want that vintage sound. And speaking of sound, we've got a beautiful, maybe the prettiest guitar I've ever owned. This thing looks so much like a slab of salami, I almost want to bite it. But I'm not gonna, because it will leave teeth marks on my guitar, which is not cool. But it's Canadian cherry wood, it's Canadian wild cherry wood. It's made in a 3-part ply, and the purpose of the construction is to shape the tone, of course, and what we're after here is both mid-range projection and a low-end warmth. And this guitar has that in plenitude. I'm running it through the clean channel of a regular electric guitar amplifier. I'm using the EQ at the 12 o'clock position. Everything's in the detent. You can see it's got a P90 style pickup here called the Kingpin. It's a very fat, warm, loud, very basic single whine pickup. It's a big fat transformer is basically what it is, and it gives you that kind of old earthen jazz sound. Big emphasis on the lower mids, big emphasis on projection. And we're running it plugged in. It's got a beautiful acoustic sound. If you want to sit in your living room and play one, it'll give you a beautiful sound in an acoustic and organic fashion. But plug it in and you get the works, man. And I've actually gigged with this guitar, using it as a stand-in for a Dreadnought acoustic on many an acoustic duo gig night. And it has always stood up and delivered what I needed. So with this, you have the beautiful look, the beautiful construction, but you've got the warmth, you've got the look, you've got the playability. It's a 16 radius neck. And for those of you who have studied the physics of luthiery to that point, you know that it is a little bit slighter, a curve on the fingerboard, and that gives you more freedom to move around in lead lines. So what you get is a very, very playable guitar across the board. The 16 radius neck doesn't make chord progressions any more difficult. So we get the projection we want, we get the warmth we want, and we get that lead playability with that 16 radius neck. if you lean towards that genre. Everybody sees a guitar like this and they hear that warmth and that lower mid pushing of that tone and they think jazz, jazz. I'm definitely not a jazz guitar player. I like to fake it once in a while. But I just love the sound of this guitar. It's got so many applications. I love recording with it. It records beautifully. I enjoy engaging effects with it. Modulation, delay. And here's an example of both at once. It's all about warmth. It's all about lower mid-range and mid-presence and projection. So this is a beauty. It's called Cognac Burst is the color of this one. I do believe that Godin makes a couple of other colors in this model of guitar. Again, the price point is so low, it's barely worth mentioning in a video like this. You're going to find different deals in different places, but I can say with confidence, you're probably never going to see it for anywhere near $1,000. I mean, this is a really, really well-priced guitar, and the build quality is so good, it belies the price, man. I mean, this thing is built like a tank. It's beautiful, man. I love this thing. I've gigged with it. I've owned it for years. I've probably owned it for, I don't know, maybe a dozen years, and it still looks great. And you can do your koto impression here, which is always fun, right? So it's a beautiful instrument. I hope that you will go and check one out for yourself. It's absolutely lovely. It's worth owning. It's a beautiful piece of work. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something positive out of it. And I also hope that that's my delivery dinner, man. I really am hungry. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. If you didn't, subscribe 10 times. Thank you so much.